Here we are in Dinant, Belgium. This is where Adolphe Sax, inventor and wind instrument maker, was born. Adolphe Sax wanted to create a wind instrument whose sound was similar to string instruments, but with the kind of power that meant you could hear it outdoors in concerts. In 1841, he presented the first saxophone to the public in Brussels. This invention was the result of his research into perfecting wind instruments in the low register. During his experiments, Sax applied a bass clarinet mouthpiece to an ophicleide, a brass instrument with keys and a conical bore. The foundations for the saxophone had been laid. His experiments were to take several years, and Adolphe Sax filed a patent for a system of wind instruments known as saxophones on March 21, 1846. In the meantime, the saxophone had already made a name for itself. In 1842, Berlioz, composer, conductor, and music critic, praised the saxophone in the French newspaper, Le Journal des Débats. Saxophones are available as a whole family of different sizes, with the advantage that all these variations are played the same way and have the same fingering. The most widely used are the soprano, alto, tenor, and baritone. In 1928, a Parisian manufacturer, Henri Selmer, took over the Sax family business. The Selmer firm was to embody the modern style of the saxophone, mostly because its Mark VI model that was to become iconic. We are now in Mantes-la-Ville, France, not far from Paris. This company produces 10,000 saxophones a year. Each instrument is the result of 30 hours of intensive work and involves 16 different professions who need to assemble some 850 parts to produce an instrument weighing 2 kilos, 650 grams, in the case of the alto sax. It all starts with sheets of brass, an alloy of copper and zinc of varying thicknesses. These sheets are cut to templates of the various parts of the saxophone: the bell, bow, body, and neck. The bell is cut out of brass from a template and then shaped by stamping or forming around a mandrel. The two halves are next cut and then welded. The bell is flared by hand. The bell shape is then perfectly calibrated. Here, the bow is being shaped. Just like the bell, it is cut from a double sheet of brass, then pressed to form two half shells. These two half shells are then assembled. The same type of process is used to make the body. The brass sheet is cut from a template. In this case, it's a trapezoid. It is rolled, welded, and then stretched on a conical-shaped mandrel in order to give it the ideal bore. The body is then pierced with holes, which are then stretched into tone holes. The neck is then filled with a solution of water and saponified, then immersed in a very low-temperature alcohol bath. The jelly solution inside the tube enables it to be bent without the metal breaking. The neck bore is then shaped to the right dimensions. All the key system parts and all the other components are machined digitally. Depending on its configuration, each component must be cut out, shaped, drilled, beveled, countersunk, welded, polished, and so on. Then comes the delicate work of assembly. The extra parts are fitted onto the body, neck, bow, and bell. Pads and other accessories are pre-positioned on the tube and then welded. In order to remove any excess solder, the whole instrument is immersed in a detinning bath and then rinsed. The bow is next welded to the bell. The various pieces are then polished and lacquered. The instrument is then decorated with engravings. The pads, corks, and felts are adjusted and stuck into the keys. A set of keys specific to each instrument is created and assembled. The keywork is finalized and fixed onto the instrument. Each saxophone must be individually tuned and checked.